Superior Spider-Man. Full story. What if Dr. Octopus became Spider-Man? It began when Otto Octavius, the brilliant but twisted scientist known as Dr. Octopus, was facing his final days. His body was failing him, his time was running out. But Otto was never a man who accepted defeat. With one last desperate plan, he used his genius to swap minds with his greatest enemy, Peter Parker. In a cruel twist of fate, Peter found himself trapped in Otto's dying body. While Otto inherited Peter's youthful strength, agility, and most importantly, the mantle of Spider-Man. Peter fought, struggled, begged for control, but it was too late. Otto stood victorious. Peter Parker died in Otto's frail shell, while Otto Octavius declared himself the one and only Spider-Man. But Otto had no intention of simply imitating Peter. He saw himself as better, smarter, stronger. He would be the superior Spider-Man. And at first, he lived up to the title. Where Peter had always balanced heroism with his personal life, Otto cut away the distractions. He used his calculating mind to upgrade the role of Spider-Man. He built Spider-Bots that patrolled the city, set up surveillance networks, and approached crime fighting like a general commanding an army. No more scrambling from rooftop to rooftop. Crime was mapped, tracked, and stopped before it could spread. When villains faced Otto, they didn't see the quippy, playful Spider-Man they once mocked. They saw something ruthless, a Spider-Man who would break bones and terrify criminals into submission. Even the Kingpin, once a feared ruler of the underworld, was crushed beneath Otto's relentless strategy. And the world noticed. For the first time, J. Jonah Jameson Peter Parker's lifelong critic stood before cameras and praised Spider-Man as a true hero. He even gave Otto the key to the city. The public loved him. To them, Spider-Man had finally reached his potential. But under the mask, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Otto's arrogance began to surface. He saw himself as superior not only to criminals, but to everyone, including the Avengers. He dismissed their orders, insulted their leadership, and operated with no regard for teamwork. His rage often got the better of him, leading to moments where innocent lives were put in danger. And though the world didn't know it, Peter Parker wasn't entirely gone. Somewhere deep inside Otto's mind, Peter's spirit still lingered, watching as his life, his name, and his responsibility were twisted into something unrecognizable. Otto believed he had erased Peter completely. But Peter's willpower was unbreakable. The breaking point came with the rise of an old enemy, the Green Goblin. While Otto basked in his victories, Goblin had been building an underground empire, growing stronger in the shadows. When chaos erupted across New York, the city burned with Goblin's army in control. Otto, the so-called superior Spider-Man, was pushed to his limits. And it was then that Otto faced a truth he could not escape. For all his brilliance, his efficiency, his cold calculation, he was not truly Spider-Man. Because Spider-Man wasn't just about strength or intellect. It was about sacrifice, compassion, and an unshakable sense of responsibility, qualities that belonged to Peter Parker. In the end, Otto did something no one expected. He let go. He surrendered his control, erased himself from Peter's body, and allowed Peter Parker to return. Otto's final act was not one of arrogance, but of humility. He admitted, at last, that Peter was the true superior Spider-Man. And so Peter Parker rose again, reclaiming his life, his body, and his legacy. But the memory of Otto's time as Spider-Man lingered, because for a brief, strange moment, Dr. Octopus had indeed been a better Spider-Man. Or was he?